I wanted to bring to you and help yourself check yourself out this week in terms of your frequency and how it literally in the physical world brings you clients or doesn't. So the first thing that I want to define is that if a guitar string, vibrates, then you can hear a note. I'm just gonna give you an example of what we call frequency for humans. If you hear ding on your phone, right? A phone signal, then you get a connection with someone, right? If a speaker, like my big speaker, vibrates, you can feel the bass in your chest, right? So when people say frequency, in a human context, they're borrowing that idea that your frequency is actually the emotional state that you are in, how your nervous system state is broadcasting today. So there is nothing magical in it. It's biology, it's behavior, and it's energy, and it's those micro signals that a dog can feel. And I would, when I work with my clients, I show them a scale of emotional states that we measure in hertz. So it goes from 1 hertz to 1,000 hertz. And at the very bottom, so it's like a funnel like this, you have everything around suffering, depression, which resonates at 1 hertz. And then if you go up to, go to flow, joy, and the higher state of emotional states, you get to 1,000 hertz of irradiation. And we all know that, right? You've been in a room where like you couldn't even breathe because everybody was so stressed out, right? Frequency was at 1 and then it feels like you're gonna suffocate, right? So when you are the face of your brand, you're and when you are a human, I'm gonna go there, your only job is to prioritize your frequency, because when your frequency in the higher hertz level, what happens, you feel certain emotions that helps you to open your heart, open your brain, and then you see things in a way that is so much easier than when you push yourself to try to find a solution. So this is why, as women entrepreneurs that we all are, and we're busy and we want to get things done, when in fact, most of the time, we need to pause to recalibrate the energy. So I just did that before this, it's supposed to be at 5:30 on Wednesdays, and I could feel that I was depleted in my body and I was craving a meditation. So I got off my office and I went on my yoga mat, put my earbuds, and I did a 21-minute meditation. It feels like I'm coming back from another planet. And that's all I needed to recalibrate my energy so that I am able to speak to you tonight, because this is a topic that is so important. And this is actually the work we do in the Visibility Amplifier on an ongoing basis. But every Monday, first Monday of the month, we do what we call now the Magic Monday. And you're going to hear about it a lot. I'm going to be inviting some of you, whoever feels, activated by the conversation we're having today. This is probably the thing you need the most right now before any strategies and tactics. Because let me tell you, when you prioritize your energy, then everything else unlocks with more ease. So let's go deeper around that. So how we broadcast without even noticing it, right? Humans are always transmitting information, right? Through tone of voice, facial tension, pace. Are you rushed? Are you grounded? The words you choose. How attentive are you? Like your attention span, your patience, your consistency. How safe we feel when we are being seen, right? These are kind of parameters that can help you kind of see how much you are broadcasting a higher frequency versus a more constricted frequency. Remember the very bottom of my pyramid, it's 1 hertz. When you are the love and bliss and enlightenment state of energy, you are at 1,000 hertz. So that goes very, very, very far around you in your magnetic field, and animals broadcast as well, like everyone broadcasts. But humans, the more we can prioritize our higher state of emotions, then you'll feel in your body that your nervous system relaxes. And when your nervous system relaxes, the part of your brain that are so smart open, and your heart is getting so creative, right? So even online, people pick it up, through how clear you are in your message, how convicted, how calm, how regulated or frantic you are, and whether you're performing, being live here, or whether you are just here because you want to be here. So that's why, two people, and even yourself, like I've done it so many times, when you post the same post and you are in two different state of energy, I promise you, the post that is the same post, you will see a difference on how it lands in people's heart. This is mind-blowing each time. And each time I know that I allow myself to post from my heart without checking, mistakes and stuff. Like, that post is like, what up? I want to say that. Those ones always perform well. And there's the same probably as many other posts I posted before, just because it comes from that energy state, right? So here's the thing. I want you to ask yourself next time you are about to post, about to have a sales call, reach out in the DMs or go on stage, how I feel today. How do I feel? Because your internal states affects 3 things. Number 1, what you notice. When you are regulated, you see possibilities and you see patterns and you see solutions. When you are dysregulated, you see threats, problems, issues, it's not working, rejection, you want to abandon, stop. So that's number 1. The other thing that, your internal state affects is how you communicate. If you are regulated in your body, it's very clean, it's very direct, it's very warm, it's very confident. People come to you like they want to hear more. And then if you're dysregulated, the way you communicate is over-explaining, apologizing, proving, spiraling. I hear a lot of women entrepreneurs right now, and I'm not sure why they do this. I think it's to compensate. When you speak about something, rather than, explaining what others are doing that are wrong, focus on what you want to say so that it serves the people who are ready to be served by you. So that's, those are like regulated, dysregulated. That's how I pick up on things like this. And then the third, internal state that you are in can also affect the offers that you build. If you are regulated in your nervous system, then offers are simple, powerful. You reach out, bang, that's my offer. You're invited. You want to come? Yes, no. You have strong boundaries, and in the tone, they feel it, right? And if you're dysregulated, then your offers become messy, and then there are too many bonuses, or it's too broad, too complicated. Even yourself, it's hard for you to explain what your offer is, right? So yes, your emotional baseline shapes your programs and your sales. There is no secret. So you can still keep doing more and push more and work more and get up earlier and go to bed later. This, if you keep doing this, this will deplete your nervous system. That's your energy, that's your frequency. There is no secret. It's biology, right? Now, people don't just buy the strategy that you give them. They're really, like, I see it in my case so many times. And my best buyer, there are people who don't even ask questions. They just know because they feel safe. And why do they feel safe around me? It's an energy thing. I don't tell you you can be safe around me. You will not believe me. You have to experience it, right? And so your audience is unconsciously asking, will it be safe with this woman? Will I feel seen? Will I feel pressured? Or, will I feel like I have to perform? Or will I calm down when I work with this person? Well, this, woman lead, hold space for me, that's frequency. And they're not words you can say to someone. It's something you experience, you feel. Now, I'm going to give you a super practical way to understand this. So let's say that your nervous system is like a Wi-Fi router. I think, what's her name? I forgot her name. I like that girl very much. She talks about a broadcaster, like the old radio thing. So I'm going with the Wi-Fi router because I'm having a lot of Wi-Fi issue here. But so if your nervous system is the Wi-Fi router, and your content or your offers, what you serve people, is your message, then even if you have the best message, it will land poorly with the bad signal, right? So if you have a choppy Wi-Fi, and that means that maybe you're going to be inconsistent in your posting, you're going to be unclear in your call to actions, your storytelling or the way you talk to people kind of be like everywhere. Now, if you have a strong Wi-Fi router, then your message is going to be, number one, easy to deliver, right? You're going to repeat yourself because you know that marketing is repetition, and you're going to do it from a place of confidence, right? And you're going to follow through. When you say you do something, you're going to do it. So the work is not just about what do I post. I beg you to really prioritize how am I feeling. And the beauty of this is that, let's say that you feel shitty, then you can choose how you want to feel. And that's what, in the Visibility Amplifier and Magic Mondays, where you're invited, our next one is February. We teach you what do you mean I can choose how I feel? Yes, you can. And that's for another topic, right? If that's something that really activates you, I want you to reach out to me. Either comment below like Magic or DM me Magic, and I'll send you all the information about Monday Magic. Because I see it changing so many lives. So the work is not about just what to post, right? It's really, what signal am I posting from? Like when you post, do you believe that someone's going to read your post? Do you believe that that post is going to really land on someone's heart? Like this live, do I believe in the heart of who I am that whoever will bump into that live, it will change their life? Yes. Is there thoughts in my mind that says, of course, that's another part that we help you with during Monday Magic, because your thoughts are meant to think all the time. And so you got to become a master of your thoughts as well as a master of your emotions. Doesn't mean that you ignore how you feel and what you think. Absolutely not. Okay. So how this impacts showing up online and creating workshops or creating webinars or whatever you create, writing a book, so many of you are writing books. So when your frequency is coherent, so that means aligned and regulated. You've probably heard a lot about heart coherence between the brain and the heart. When you are regulated, when your nervous system is calm, So when you are at that level of mastery on a daily level, on a daily basis, what's happening is that you choose one clear message and you repeat it. So you probably heard me so many times, you can only grow your business, your visibility at the pace of safety in your nervous system. When you are in that type of frequency where everything is aligned and regulated, you don't flinch when something goes wrong or if nobody shows up, right? You sell without chasing, like you sell from that place, like take it or leave it. And your workshop or whatever you create as a clean promise that is really anchored in a belief that you have, right? And a clean outcome. So I know that when you join us at Social Media Love, you will change your life. I don't change your life, you do it. Not only your life's gonna change, but it will have a ripple effect on your business, right? And I want to bring to your attention something that I live myself, that my clients live through. So because you come to this work with so much patterns in your mind and pathways of how you are used to think, our brain is built there like neural pathways. So if this happened, boom, boom, there is a pathways that goes, right? And the work we do is to reroute everything, right? So the latest example I want to give you, and it's so beautiful, when in your past identity, you always see yourself like someone who is broke, who doesn't have money, or whose business is not working at the pace that you'd like it to develop. Then you keep seeing everything that your mind is telling you to see, that you're broke, right? That you don't make money. So we had a beautiful example with one of my clients recently, and she hit her first 6-figure year. And it took her 3 weeks to see the line on her, her system that kind of lists, her revenue and everything, to see the line that was showing her that she was well over the 1,000,000. Couldn't see it. It was there the whole time. And it's only, after integrating, calming her nervous system, that she was able to take her phone and say, look, I was not looking at this line here where it says that I am over $100,000 this year for the first time ever. And that reminded me of, when I organized my first retreat in France, so that was 2023, because of my money stories, where my mind kept saying, like, you don't deserve any money. I was like, couldn't see, like, I had to pay the hotels and other things. I couldn't see, like, if I had enough money to pay for my retreat. And literally my mind, like, the numbers were in front of me and my mind was rereading the numbers all crooked. So showing me that there is not enough money. So I remember that at the same time, my coach called me or something. And then I said, listen, can you help me? Can I share my screen? And can you show me that I have the first $11,000 that it requires to host this retreat? So I share my screen and she said, Angelique, it's clear. It's right there. You have more than $11,000. Couldn't let myself, calm down enough to be able to see it, because my mind story was so strong that I didn't have the money, right? So it will, when you change and shifts like this happen, there is part of you that are stuck on the old paradigm and part of you that are advanced and evolving your identity, right? So it's so interesting that you need to recalibrate all parts of you so that it becomes a new normal, right? I just want to bring that up because that's something that comes when you start really prioritizing your frequency. You actually unlock so many pieces in your business works, and your mind still wants you to believe that it's not working. Okay, so when your frequency And remember what we call the frequency, it's a measurable emotional state in hertz, right? And you may have tendency to change your offers every week when you're dysregulated, right? Or, throwing spaghetti on the wall and see if it sticks. So again, we need to repeat so much when we are marketing, right? So it's not time to change every week. Or maybe you completely avoid to ask people if they want to work with you. Or you take silence like a personal thing. You make it a personal story about yourself. Or maybe you take everything personally when someone doesn't answer your DM, for example. So this is how much I wanted to tell you about frequency. I could go way deeper on that because hertz is just a vibration per second. Music, radio, Wi-Fi, all of this is frequency. You are frequency through your energy. And you humans are like this. We are that. We don't only hear what someone says, we feel what they say and how they say it. So if I'm posting from anxiety and doubt, proving, rushing, people will feel the pressure. And so in the scale of hertz, it will go down, right? Remember, from 1 to 1,000, that's 1 being depression, like so depressed, right? So if I'm posting from calm and certainty and excitement, being excited to be here, I'm so excited to be here with you. People feel safe when you're excited and you're here. You don't even question why you're here. You're here. This is leadership. So that's why visibility expands at the speed of safety. That's what I keep repeating. So I'm going to give you a micro practice before you post or you sell or you invite someone in your DMs. So we always regulate and then we create. I'm going to add, because I take for granted that you are elevated women entrepreneurs. I want to add one step. I want you to imagine and visualize that beautiful post that is coming out, or that beautiful DM you're about to send, is literally a divine intervention. And trusting that whatever you're doing, the signal of visibility you're going to be doing in the next hour, you're going to visualize. You don't even have to have a face in front of you, but it's someone, and they see your post and they see their DM and they're like, oh, like so many times it happened to me. I can't believe you reached out. I was thinking of you the other day. Things like this happen when you trust your heart. So the only way to hear your heart is to be calm and regulated. I'm not saying that you can be regulated the whole day, okay? But what I teach you in Monday Magic Monday, is to go back from a dysregulated state to a regulated state. There is a way to do it. It doesn't have to take a century. It takes nanoseconds sometimes, most of the time, actually. So we're going to imagine that the post is going and you feel extraordinarily happy and excited to post. Can you imagine that about yourself? Number one. I like to put my left hand on my heart. And once you imagine and go crazy, like imagine, oh my God, this person's going to see this. Okay. Then she's going to be like, okay, oh, wow. Okay. She might even comment or DM you, or she might make sure that tomorrow she watch the next content. She might be scrolling and binging on all your content tonight, or she might just see it and you may just shift something in her. It happened to me so many times. And if you watch my TEDx, I explained to you that. You know, some people sometimes say your post today um, brought me back to bring back my retreat and raise my prices. People I didn't know. You never know who's watching, and there is always someone watching. Okay. So you imagine and visualize, and you feel the feelings of the future in the present as you see your post going, or your DM, or whatever you're teaching, your webinar, right? And then once you're there, then you take a few breaths. That's going to help you to feel even more the feelings of sharing your voice with others and the impact that it has on them and on your business and on your bank account. Okay. So we're going to inhale, and then we're going to exhale longer than we inhale. You're going to drop your shoulders and clench your jaw. And I love doing this. I even have a meditation if you're interested. What is the one thing that my ideal clients needs to hear today? I'm going to tell you the one thing that you need to hear today. The only work that matters is the work on your energy, because it makes everything else so easy. And that's why, you know, as an online visibility strategist, where I teach you, you know, I build with you, co-create sales process, offers, pricing. We start with the energy work, because if you're not grounded, you're going to freak out with the sales process. And we don't want that. Right? So what is the one clean invitation you want to do today to your audience, to that person who is in your audience? Try to avoid, that's from, you know, being a journalist for TV reporter for a decade. Avoid thinking of the whole crowd watching you. Think of the one person you're talking to. That makes it very safe for the nervous system. And from that, you're going to put your post or do your live or whatever you want to do, a DM. Okay. So let's recap. Your energy is not just for spiritual people. Okay. This is how human works, through energy. If you are in a constricted emotional state, your energy will be constricted, and every word and everything you will create or try to create will be constricted. Nobody wants it. Nobody hear it, can even see it, even if it's in front of them. So your job is to learn how to regulate your emotional state so that your frequency that we can measure in hertz is in the higher levels, especially when it's time for you to sell, to market, to promote, to serve your clients, so that you are in full alignment with your vision, with who you are, the core of your truth, that you don't sound like every other gurus on the planet. That's what I wanted to tell you today. Give me a second, my connection. Okay, my back live, yes. Okay, my son is calling me. That's why it does that. So my invitation to you is, and it's written around the video, if any of this speaks to you, I would love for you to consider to join us in Monday Magic, where we've been serving dozens of women entrepreneurs who can tell you themselves that each time they do the work that makes everything else work, then what happens? The revenue grows, processes are built that makes their life easier when it's time to sell, when it's time to promote. Connections, opportunities are finally visible, because listen, opportunities are always around you, but if you're not in the frequency of receiving an opportunity, you won't even see it. And if you were to see it, you would be so in fear of it that you would avoid it, right? So on that note, I hope it serves you. I see you guys having fun on YouTube here. You don't have to stay here if it doesn't speak to you, but you're welcome. And then I cannot wait to see you in my DMs, in the comments, and to maybe share a piece of this life together through Monday Magic. Ciao, ciao.